But let me tell you, I can't get the return on SMS that I get in any other channel. Let me actually break down the numbers to you and why SMS actually isn't dead. SMS isn't dead. Regardless of what you hear or whatever premium lead source they try to offer you. And don't get me wrong, I pay for the premium lead services as well. But let me tell you, I can't get the return on SMS that I get in any other channel. Let me actually break down the numbers to you and why SMS actually isn't dead. So of course, regulations happen. And to be honest, I always describe SMS as a big cat and mouse game because there's certain regulations that come down and all the platforms need to change. And sometimes they even go down for a certain period of time while they have to adjust to those changes, only for you to go back at it and the new regulations come down. So yes, I will very much tell you that it's probably not a source that you want to base all of your business on because there could be long extended periods of time to where SMS is just down, but you still can't beat the numbers. We pay for the premium lead services, the PPL, the PPC, and trust me, we make a great return there, but it's nowhere near matching the SMS numbers. Let me go through them. So for the past few months in our business, and I'm gonna give you the actual numbers to my business so you will know and I can show you how it's such a great ROI for us. So for the past few months, we've had 14 contracts from SMS alone. We have spent a total of $9,000. Now that is us running 2 different SMS platforms, a VA to manage it, and the data for it as well. So over those past few months, that has cost us around $9,000 in costs for us to run that platform. Now, let's talk about what it's actually made for us. Over the past few months, we have clocked $92,500 from the SMS channel alone. Yes, you heard me right. $92,500. That is over a 10x return on my marketing dollar. I'm sorry, but I can't get that with PPC, PPL, or direct mail. I can't get that 10x return, but I can with SMS. So let's actually go through a little bit more of the numbers as well. So the average contract has cost me $643. $643 compared to my average cost for a pay per lead contract where it cost me around $6,000. We've had 7 closings from this channel alone in the past few months, and the average cost for a closing for my business is $1,285. Fantastic. Now, if you actually divide that $92,500 over the 7 deals, it's actually $13,214 per deal revenue for a per closing cost of $1,285. If you can't see how those numbers add up and make it a 10x return and make SMS still alive and thriving, I can't help you past that. We still have active deals in the pipeline. Again, it's less than 60 days for our first closing as well. A lot of people talk about the time that it takes to actually follow up, and don't get me wrong, you're gonna have to go through a lot of leads with SMS, but let's also talk about the conversion of SMS. We have PPL and PPC, and I think people get spoiled on that because you talk about these 1 to 10, 1 to 15, or even 1 to 20 closing ratios, and those are fantastic for those channels, but you pay a premium for that. You can't get spoiled or think that that's your only source of business when our SMS leads we're converting about 1 in every 35, maybe 40, 1 in every 34. So you have to go through twice as many conversations to get to that business. I think that's where people fail, or they kind of give up or throw in the towel with SMS because they're just done with it and they don't want to put in the work that goes into SMS leads. But if you put in the work, again, a 10x return. Show me another marketing channel where you're getting a 10x return. Sure, there's free channels, there's people who work the MLS, and essentially those have 0 cost, but a marketing channel where you're putting active dollars in and getting a 10x return is rare. For those of us who have been doing this business and we know doing it for a good amount of time, that is a rare thing to achieve, is a 10x. So let's talk about some tips around SMS as well. So first and foremost, you have to use a quality platform. There are a ton of platforms out there. I can absolutely recommend you want to either shoot me a DM or there's a link in my bio for the one that we actually use. But you want to use a quality platform. The reason being is because, again, these TCPA laws, deliverability, all these things matter with SMS. If you're not getting deliverability, it doesn't matter how much that platform that you're paying for it. If you're not getting the deliverability that you need, it's essentially worthless to you. So that's first and foremost, use a quality platform. Now, once you're up and running, number 2, leverage it off of yourself. Get yourself a virtual assistant. There are a tremendous amount of virtual assistants who already know how to work these platforms. We hired one in, she had already experienced with the platforms that we use. It was plug and play, and she is sitting there cranking, handling all the outbound and the responses inbound. That's number 2. Number 3, have a great data source. Again, if you can't get to the right people, essentially all your money's being thrown away. I see so many times, so many people just go for the cheapest data they can. And don't get me wrong, cheap is not always bad. I have a premium source of data from a guy that I love, and he's great data, and he's only 3 cents a lead, skip trace and everything. Now that's very rare in this whole entire data game, but cheap isn't always bad. But a lot of times, just be sure you're not cutting corners on the data, because again, if you're not reaching the people, it doesn't matter how great your system is, how great your VA is, or how great you're good at converting. If you're not reaching the right people, you have no deals. Now, let's talk about number 4, track which lists are performing better. With SMS, you definitely want to make sure that you're tracking your KPIs to know what areas are people responding to, what lists are people responding to via SMS. Now, we also cold call that list as well to also see what kind of response ratios we're getting from people on the phone versus SMS. We track all those numbers, and it doesn't have to be overly complicated. You just want to know where your leads are coming from. A lot of these systems, especially the good ones, will track which list your leads are coming from, so it automatically will do it for you, but you need to make sure you're being mindful of it. And last but not least, personalize the message. And let's not use those same old catchphrases that we hear all the time. Hey, I know this is out of the blue, or would you accept an offer? Or, when you think of those spammy phrases that people, when trying to reach out and trying to buy houses, they just don't go over well. So we a lot of times we'll go with messages like, hey, is this blank? Hey, happy Sunday, are you blank? Hey, do you own blank, etc. And we're going on with different messages. We're not even necessarily mentioning, hey, would you take an offer on this property in your first message? We're actually figuring out if we have the right person first. Therefore, we're getting a response back. And once you get a response back from people, then you're flagged in their system as good to have a conversation with them. Then you can give your pitch, your offer, etc. But you want to make sure you're personalizing the message instead of just sending a blast out of, hey, this is Desmond at ABC Home Buyers, want to sell your house. That is a terrible message, and you won't get any responses from it. Well, you will, but they're probably not the ones you're looking for. So ultimately, I hope this helps with your SMS. Please don't give up on SMS. If you ever have any questions about SMS, shoot me a DM. I'm here to help, but trust me, it's not dead. Show me how many other channels you can get a 10x marketing return on.